Hey folks, I'm HP's Dr. Pink and today's topic is Chuck Berry. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification to get notification when new videos uploaded, and you're subscribed to the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. The link is in the description box below. So let's get started. Chuck Berry, for those who doesn't know him. Yeah, that's more or less the way Chuck Berry played. And if you put it down, when you check out his two famous songs, Johnny B. Goode and Roll Over Beethoven, it's basically all the same, more or less. Well, of course, it's not exactly the same, but if you would check his videos of different versions, especially Johnny B. Goode, I saw a version of a live version. Well, it was one of his last videos, I think, where he was totally drunk on stage, I think, and I could not really recognize the intro anymore. Just to say, there's not one version, there are many versions, but we just are going to check out his playing style around Johnny B. Goode, but basically the tools which he was using. It's not about Johnny B. Goode, but of course as well. So let's get started. In the times where Chuck Berry still was singing the original pitch, he was playing mostly in B flat. So that would be the pentatonics in the 6th fret. More or less. That's the position we just played. And when we're checking out Johnny B. Goode, the intro, this phrase here is a very good typical one. Opening phrase. There's a typical blues opening phrase here, 6 to 7. Then this slide lick here with a double stop, 6th fret, but we slide in, so is a triplet, so trip is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So no, wait, it's not triple. Sorry guys, it's daga, daga, daga. 8s, of course. But you make 3, you slide in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and because you're playing 8s, the accent moves around. So, and then 9, 8, 6, 6, 7, 2, 8. And then the slide again, the same system here, but now with the low slide here in the 8th fret. So that would be the signature thing, is the sliding here. It also comes in with Roll Over Beethoven, but if you play rock and roll guitar, you really use this lick often. And then comes kind of, well, it's a little bit blurry in certain versions, like something like this. Here, 8, 7, 6, 8, 6, 6, 7. That's like a in between lick. And now comes again a signature thing, this one here. In many variations, you make here the bending here to the double stop, bending, or also something like this, or you can make like this. Let's try different versions, all work. works. All works. So you can make 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one is anticipation. Well, it comes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and comes an and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 and you wait till 2 and 1 end, and then you make a section in eighths and go back to playing it in quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. I would say it depends a little bit on the amount of whiskey which you had, how you play this lick. At least when it comes to Chuck Berry. No offense. I know musicians sometimes, however, make different versions of stuff. Yeah, so that would really work. Another lick which also works out of this is this one here. That's a really simple lick, but it comes with a trick. You make the bending here, and then double stop, and you play in eighths. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. So the accent moves because we're playing a figure of 3 over 2. The accent starts to move. And when you play it like this, it sounds like easy going. And I would recommend you do upstroke, downstroke, downstroke. Like this, it sounds easy, but within a track in eighths, you feel how the accent moves. Yeah, that's something, but it's really cool because the accent moves. You can keep this going on, and then when you find, okay, now it's enough, you just get out of the lick. Then you probably go to this lick here. This is also typical from Johnny B. Goode. Again, as I already said, the accents is we are in eighths, but we're playing 3 over 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is the same thing as this one here. 3 over 2. And this really works great. What also works great, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You make double stops here. In the 6th fret, here in the 8th fret, here in the 6th, here on the E and B string, here on the B and G string, here on the, how you say, the B and the G string. And it's also cool, it works great. And I would recommend doing this with downstrokes, because you cannot do this with alternate picking. You make, to get the original sound, you have to do downstrokes, of course. If you make this as a repeating pattern, you can spice it up by doing this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And instead of starting on 1 again, you make an anticipation again on 4 and keep it to 1 end. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. See? That will be that one here. So let's see this here. And at the end, I added the lick from the Johnny B. Goode intro as an ending. Also works, of course. As I said, moving the accent is always the trick. If he plays a lot of repeating stuff and moves the accent. What also is cool, this one is the same thing, also works. Here we make We're here on the 8th fret with the ring finger on the G and B string, and we're doing again 3/2. 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to count and play it at the same time. If you can do that, then you're ready to go with 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and wait, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. It's really tricky. But if you can do it, then you're the super pro, I must say. Now comes the thing, and that's the reason why it's only goes to a few simple licks. If you want to play single note lines beside these licks, you don't have the punch anymore. So if you play single note lines, that doesn't really work. I'm going to show you. You really need to keep the pressure up. As soon as you go into normal pentatonic playing beside these licks, it's like, whoa, you know, the intensity goes away. And that's why it really reduces rock and roll guitar or Chuck Berry style to those licks. It's not that you could not do something else, because it doesn't work. I must say, if you can play the Johnny B. Goode intro, and then you can play rock and roll guitar. I was playing in a professional rock and roll band after I played guitar for 6 months, because I could play the Johnny B. Goode intro, and that was the first lick I could play. And out of that I pulled these 3 licks, and that was it. So, or 4 licks. And that's what really works, or maybe that one also works. But then that's it. So we have 1 and 2 and again 3/2. Here 6, 6, and here 8 and 9. Also sounds cool, gives also more intensity. Yeah, stuff like that. Putting things together, I thought I'm finished, but putting things together, the thing is to keep the pressure up. If you make a rock and roll guitar solo, you get 1 or max 2 choruses, because then that's it. So it's better to have long repeating pattern passages instead of trying too much. The main thing in rock and roll guitar solos or Chuck Berry style is to keep the pressure high of the guitar solo, that's like this pushes forward. And these are the licks which works, and these are the only ones. You can believe me that. I'm gonna give you an example now with the full solo. Let's start with Johnny B. Goode. Guys, that was about rock and roll guitar, or Chuck Berry style, which is more or less rock and roll guitar. I know there was the guy from Elvis who played other stuff. It also works, of course, but if you really want to keep the pressure up in this style, that's the way to go. And believe me on that, I was playing, as I said, in a professional rock. He was a Jerry Lee Lewis impersonator, and I was playing with an Elvis impersonator. And we played many shows. I was playing the whole night, like, and in between you switch to the solos. That's basically your job as a rock and roll guitar player. There's not much more. Well, the guy from Stray Cat, he plays a cooler guitar that's more the Elvis direction. So don't blame me on that, but my personal experience from playing like over maybe 200-300 shows in this genre, and the guy with the Elvis impersonator really was a look-alike and sound alike. He played many shows, and each time when I tried to play something else than this, which I just showed you, he was really unhappy. He said, that's not right. And then I gave more distortion. With more distortion, you can still can keep the pressure up, but that's not the way to go. So that's the Chuck Berry style, is the style with rock and roll guitar. Also goes along with a playing, like if you have a show of 2 hours. Also try the whole stuff by playing the rhythm guitar as in add, because you switch from the one to the other, and you should not have this bump going down. You don't have the time to prepare for the solo. Normally, well, with the Elvis impersonator, suddenly he said solo, and I needed to switch immediately, and I didn't have time for anything. So you have to, and it was always like also with the other guy, the Jerry Lee Lewis guy. You didn't have the time, so it has to go along with this movement. It really has to be smooth, and yeah, you have to play a few shows in this genre, and then you know what I'm talking about. And that's the way to go. I'm serious about that. And I was playing in terrible places. That was the lowest spot in my career. I was playing the red light district because these people loved Elvis. I don't know why. So and they just had yeah, I could tell many stories of that time. It were really funny at that time I was there. It was not so funny. Yeah, guys, that's about rock and roll guitar, Chuck Berry in specific. Check out the intro of Johnny B. I tapped the whole thing up for you, not everything what I showed now, and the backing track, both available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join there. That's my only news feed which I'm doing. You can comment there. You get more information there. Join the Students Club. Post your recordings if you want to have something to show, to get my opinion or opinion of others, how your playing is. It's always good to have a feedback. It's not, don't always play in your own crusty place. Try to get feedbacks of others. Take some courage, but do it. You can do it in the HPCrazy Students Club. That one is for free, but if you want to download the backing track and the tabs, the premium membership upgrade is required, but it's a lot of stuff for little money, and you also help to keep this thing here going up because the YouTube videos are for free. So that's all I have to say. And write me a review on Google Maps, HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Bye, guys.